Welcome to Angola, where potential looms large. At nearly 500,000 square miles, this vast country is home to a broad range of landscapes spanning arid savannas to rainforests. Agriculture is already big business here, but has the potential to become much bigger. Of Angola's arable land, only 15% is currently cultivated. The provinces of Benguela, Huambo and Kwanza Sul represent 40% of total Angolan fruit production, led by apple and pear, followed by citrus and grape. As demand continues to rise, exporting opportunities have yet to be fully explored.
Angola, desde o ponto de vista agrícola, é um país onde se pode produzir tudo. Café, cacau, amendoim, laranja, limão, tangerina, o cultivo do ananás, a manga, a banana. Temos 2 estações mais ou menos definidas, portanto um período correspondente àquilo que se poderia chamar verão e depois uma estação mais seca e com temperaturas ligeiramente mais baixas que se chamam cacimbo. Temos uma grande bacia hidrográfica, temos muitos rios, ou seja, desde o ponto de vista natural, nós temos excelentes condições para poder desenvolver a agricultura.
Angola tem climas espetaculares para a produção de banana em todo o seu litoral e é das condições principais para frutos tropicais, é um clima tropical. Tem todas as condições para produzir milhares e milhares e milhares de hectares de banana. Em 2009 fomos convidados a vir investir aqui no perímetro do Cachito Rega. A Nova AgroLíder neste momento tem nos seus quadros de pessoal mais de 5.000 pessoas.
Nuestra primera etapa estamos dedicados a la agricultura. Nuestro principal cultivo es el milio. Tenemos ya a partir del año 2021 la incorporación de feijoao en algunas áreas y luego también la incorporación de la parte de pecuaria. Estamos utilizando tecnología de punta sin ser agresivo con el medio. También tenemos un régimen de lluvia de 1.100 a 1.200 milímetros anuales, lo que favorece la agricultura de secano.
The Lobito Corridor, a 1,300-kilometre stretch of railway through the west of Angola to the port of Lobito, offers a great passage for the country's fruit and vegetables. Kick-started by state reforms in 2017, shipments have been growing exponentially each year. The preference for fruit shipments over air freight to reduce carbon emissions plays to Angola's strengths, as does its competitively priced reefer containers and transit times of less than 3 weeks from Luanda to Rotterdam. The potential of Angola's agricultural sector continues to grow as the government actively supports a more diversified economy.
Nós hoje ainda fazemos orçamento pensando em quantos barris de petróleo que vamos produzir, aos poucos, e essa é a nossa, digamos, ambição, é mudar este paradigma. Quantas toneladas de milho, quantas toneladas de batata, quantas toneladas de arroz é que nós vamos ser capazes de produzir. Nós temos condições para isso, nós temos 1.600 quilómetros de costa marítima, onde as espécies marinhas se podem desenvolver, onde também temos rios, lagoas, com bastante potencialidade para o desenvolvimento da piscicultura. Portanto, nós precisamos de investidores que criem infraestruturas em terra, porque os mares de Angola, os mares do mundo, estão todos interligados. Se o investidor quiser fazer parcerias, pode. Se o investidor quiser trabalhar sozinho, também pode. Temos todas as condições para produzir. E não é só na agricultura, em todos os setores. O que eu diria é, venham.
Eu vivo em Angola há 26 anos, mas consegui em Angola aquilo que eu nunca conseguiria no meu país e se calhar nem na Europa. Ter as facilidades de poder investir, desenvolver, de ter feito, já fiz muito mais que aquilo que alguma vez pensei fazer. E por isso eu estou muito grato à Angola e aos angolanos. Angola é um país maravilhoso para viver. Maravilhoso.
Love can touch just one time and last for a lifetime, and my life will always go on. Love was when I loved you one true time. I'd hold you in my life will always go
Angola Cables is a multinational company providing connectivity solutions for the wholesale and corporate segments within the
O Instituto de Fomento Turístico de Angola em foto.
Welcome to Angola. Welcome to Angola, where potential looms large. At nearly 500,000 square miles, this vast country is home to a broad range of landscapes spanning arid savannas to rainforests. Agriculture is already big business here, but has the potential to become much bigger. Of Angola's arable land, only 15% is currently cultivated. The provinces of Benguela, Huambo and Kwanza Sul represent 40% of total Angolan fruit production, led by apple and pear, followed by citrus and grape. As demand continues to rise, exporting opportunities have yet to be fully explored.
Angola, desde o ponto de vista agrícola, é um país onde se pode produzir tudo. Café, cacau, amendoim, laranja, limão, tangerina, o cultivo do ananás, a manga, a banana. Temos 2 estações mais ou menos definidas, portanto um período correspondente àquilo que se poderia chamar verão e depois uma estação mais seca e com temperaturas ligeiramente mais baixas que se chamam cacimo. Temos uma grande bacia hidrográfica, temos muitos rios, ou seja, desde o ponto de vista natural, nós temos excelentes condições para poder desenvolver a agricultura.
Angola tem clima espetacular para a produção de banana em todo o seu litoral e é das condições principais para frutos tropicais, é um clima tropical. Tem todas as condições para produzir milhares e milhares e milhares de hectares de banana. Em 2009 fomos convidados a vir investir aqui no perímetro do Cachito Rega. A Nova Agrolíder neste momento tem nos seus quadros de pessoal mais de 5.000 pessoas.
En esta primera etapa estamos dedicados a la agricultura. Nuestro principal cultivo es el milio. Tenemos ya a partir del año 2021 la incorporación de feijão en algunas áreas y luego también la incorporación de la parte de pecuaria. Estamos utilizando tecnología de punta sin ser agresivo con el medio. También tenemos un régimen de lluvia de 1.100 a 1.200 milímetros anuales, lo que favorece la agricultura de secano.
The Lobito Corridor, a 1,300-kilometre stretch of railway through the west of Angola to the port of Lobito, offers a great passage for the country's fruit and vegetables. Kick-started by state reforms in 2017, shipments have been growing exponentially each year. The preference for fruit shipments over air freight to reduce carbon emissions plays to Angola's strengths, as does its competitively priced reefer containers and transit times of less than 3 weeks from Luanda to Rotterdam. The potential of Angola's agricultural sector continues to grow as the government actively supports a more diversified economy.
Nós hoje ainda fazemos orçamento pensando em quantos barris de petróleo é que vamos produzir aos poucos, e essa é a nossa, digamos, ambição, é mudar este paradigma. Quantas toneladas de milho, quantas toneladas de batata, quantas toneladas de arroz é que nós vamos ser capazes de produzir? Nós temos condições para isso. Nós temos 1.600 quilómetros de costa marítima, onde as espécies marinhas se podem desenvolver, onde também temos rios, lagoas, com bastante potencialidade para o desenvolvimento da piscicultura. Portanto, nós precisamos de investidores que criem infraestruturas em terra, porque os mares de Angola, os mares do mundo, estão todos interligados. Se o investidor quiser fazer parcerias, pode. Se o investidor quiser trabalhar sozinho, também pode. Temos todas as condições para produzir. E não é só na agricultura, em todos os setores. O que eu diria é, venham.
Eu vivo em Angola há 26 anos, mas consegui em Angola aquilo que eu nunca conseguiria no meu país e se calhar nem na Europa. Ter as facilidades de poder investir, desenvolver, de ter feito, já fiz muito mais que aquilo que alguma vez pensei fazer. E por isso eu estou muito grato à Angola e aos angolanos. Angola é um país maravilhoso para viver. Maravilhoso.
Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfill. For my darling, I love you. And I always will. When I was just a little boy, I asked my mother, what will I be? Will I be handsome? Will I be rich? Here's what she said to me. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. When I grew up and fell in love, I asked my sweetheart what lies ahead. We will have rainbows day after day. Here's what my sweetheart said. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be.
Now I have children of my own. They ask their mother, what will I be? Will I be handsome? Will I be rich? I tell them tenderly.
Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be.
and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to this wonderful event. This is an epoch event, a meeting of two great nations in and under one roof. I'd like to crave your indulgence to please take your seats as the event will commence soon.
Angola Cables is a multinational company providing connectivity solutions for the wholesale and corporate segments within the ICT sector. We build, operate, and partner core submarine cables. Through our submarine fiber optic cable systems, SACS, MONE, and WACS, we provide direct links to the Americas, Africa, and Europe, and we ensure connectivity to Asia. SACS is the first submarine cable in the world to connect Africa to America. MONE is the cable that connects the Americas. WACS is one of the largest connectivity points from Africa to the world. The Angola cable's IP network is highly robust, with several points of presence in the transatlantic region, linking Latin America, the USA, West Coast of Africa, and the Ira Ring. We have deployed and operate 2 data centers, Angonet Fortaleza, Brazil.
Por favor, sentem-se, por favor.
PEX in Fortaleza, which is connected to more than 194 providers. We manage Angonex, one of the largest IXPs in Africa and the most interconnected in Angola. We provide digital services to multiple industries and offer a distinctive portfolio, namely cloud and gaming resources. This is our value proposition for Americas, Europe, Africa, and Asia. Low latency, access to global content providers, connection to the main IXPs, connection to Tier 1 networks, global infrastructure, connectivity from the Americas to Asia through the Southern Hemisphere via Africa. We have strategic partnerships with international entities, strengthening this way the robustness
Sotto e fenesta togliare starea quando fa notte o sole se ne scende Sole mio, stanno fronte a te. o sole mio, sta in fronte a te, sta in fronte a te.
And now the end is near, and so I face this final curtain. My friend, I'll say clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full. I've traveled it and every highway and more, much more than this. I did it my way.
Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do and saw it through without extension. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this.
Times I'm sure you knew when I bit off more than I could chew, but through it all, when there was
Sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, doing it your way might not work. And that's why we've gathered here, that we might find a way together between two powerful nations. Two nations that have been blessed immensely by the Creator with natural resources, but above all, human resources that can be utilized for the benefit of both. Once again, I want to say welcome, and while we continue to listen to these beautiful music, I'm almost tempted to join them. And I know that there are some of us here who have been humming and thinking, can I just stand up and come and do this? But permit me to just do one thing for a few seconds, or a couple of things for a few seconds. Number one is to recognize the presence of this beautiful lady standing by my side. She's Portuguese, Nigerian, but she's been here for 24 years, so she's more or less a Nigerian. Please join me to welcome Sonia.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sonia Cadet. I've been living in Nigeria for 24 years now. I find Nigerians warming, and it's a pleasure knowing that we are having this event to join the two countries, which, as he earlier mentioned, with great resources. So you are all welcome. Thank you.
You'll do me a favor and put your hands together one more time for Sonia. I'm meeting Sonia for the first time, and like many of us here who will be meeting each other for the first time, I found out also that what we're doing together is this is her first time emceeing an event. So you will put your hands together and encourage her one more time, because together Sonia is going to rock your boat. Also like to recognize the presence of a couple of people in the house. We'd like to recognize the presence of the Angolan ambassador to Nigeria. Please put your hands together for His Excellency Jose Bamokina Zhao. Also in the house, we have representatives of different business concerns. We also have representatives of the federal government of Nigeria also here. I do know that we have a representative of the Minister of Foreign Affairs who is currently in China doing about the same thing we're doing here, but in a different sphere. But here, please join me to welcome a representative of the Minister of Foreign Affairs who is seated. I understand he's somewhere in the crowd. Did I get that right? There you are, sir. Please put your hands together for him. He will be recognized eventually when we get to that point. In the building, we have representatives and players in the financial sector. We have bankers in the house. We have venture capitalists in the house. We have those in the pharmaceutical industry also in the house. We have lifestyle and mental health players also in the building. So please, one more time, I'd like to recognize the person sitting beside you and tell that person it's good to see you here. I was told that this is the first interactive session. So while the musicians give us some more music, I'd like to crave your indulgence to please stand up from your seat and go around and interact with one or two other people. Exchange phone numbers, because you never can tell. Also in the building, I thought by now we would be getting up to do that, but I'd like to recognize the presence of the the State Secretary of the Foreign Affairs and Cooperation Ministry of Angola, His Excellency Domingos Custodio Vieira Lopez. Thank you. The band will continue with their music while we await the arrival of some more guests.
When all the world is a place beyond the rain. Somewhere way up high, there's a land that I've heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a sky and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops way above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, why can't I? Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly above the sky, oh why
Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful music again. We'd like to recognize the presence of the former President of the Senate, Nigerian Senate, and the former Governor of Kwara State, His Excellency Dr. Bukola Saraki. Your Excellency, you're welcome, sir. Also in the building we have the representative of the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Professor Ibrahim Zana. He was sitting somewhere there, but I think he stepped out a bit. Also in the building, I'll just run through some recognitions. We have in the building Ambassador Regina Aondana from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. You're welcome, ma'am. From the private sector, before I hand over to Sonia, we have Dr. Onoha Nachi, who's of DPH Investments. You're welcome, Dr. Nachi. Louis Abayowa Jackson, African High Speed Rail and Infrastructure PLC. You're welcome, sir. Mr. Louis Odom is from Zenith Bank. You're welcome, sir. I'm sure there'll be plenty of money moving around here today. Also in the building, we have Kennedy Okudili, also of Zenith Bank. Sean Falana is of Zenith Bank as well. Chief General J. Ben, who's retired, a retired general from the Nigerian military, of Jack Ventures Nigeria Limited. You're welcome as well. Dr. Ese Okotie of DFC Holdings, would like to recognize your presence here also. Mr. Femi Lawal, also of DFC Holdings, you're welcome, sir. Hannah Tidy is of the Federal Capital Territory, you're welcome. Mr. Emmanuel Ebodage of the Angola Nigeria Business Forum, we acknowledge your presence here. Uwezoke Emeka of the Angola Nigeria Business Forum, we also acknowledge your presence here. Idong Ekeruem or Idong Keruem of Dafe Energy Solutions Limited, you're also welcome. Master Anyatonwa, I hope I pronounced that name well. Please forgive me if I did not. I think it's due to the writing. From the Ministry of Information, you're welcome, sir. And also here is Gilbert Good News, also of the Ministry of Information. And Eze Linda is of Rouse Hospital. You're all welcome.
Good evening once again. Gostaria de reconhecer a presença do presidente do Conselho de Administração de Angola, o Angola Cable, Dr. Mota Carvalho. A round of applause, please. E também a presença do presidente do Conselho de Administração, Thompson Engineer Antônio Henriques. Uma salva de palmas, por favor. Round of applause. E também o diretor-geral Angola Cable Nigeria, Engineer Fernando Fernandes. Do Banco BAE, Dr. Juvenil Domingos. Por favor, uma salva de palmas. A empresária Sabena Johannes, desculpem. Round of applause, please. O presidente da Câmara de Comércio e Indústria Angola-Nigéria, a doutora Tang Veloso, e os seus vice-presidentes. Por favor, uma salva de palmas. A round of applause, please. Thank you. And the last and not the least, a diretora-geral adjunta do Infortúnio, doutora Alexandrina Cunha. Seja bem-vinda. Muito obrigada. A round of applause, please. You're all welcome. Over to you.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. One man who would understand one of the reasons why we're doing this is the former Minister of Culture, Mr. Edem Duke. You're welcome, sir. I mentioned earlier that it appears there'll be plenty of money flowing in this building today. And we have a representative of the African Development Bank. Please join me to recognize the presence of Madam Bola Shagaya. We'll leave you with the band one more time as you enjoy the music. We're still expecting a few more guests.
Pray you'll be our eyes and watch us where we go, and ask that you'll be kind in times when we don't know. Let this be our prayer. When we lose our way, lead us to a place, guide us with your grace, keep us safe so we'll be safe.
Luce che tu dai nel cuore resterà.
And watch us where we go.
Ricordaci che
We ask it so you'll find
eterna stella
an
sei
soul to love.
nella
Let this
mia
be a
preghiera.
Let this be a prayer.
Quanta fede c'è.
Shadows fill our way.
Lead us to a place, guide us with your grace, keep us faithful Sogniamo un mondo senza più violenza, un mondo di giustizia e di speranza. Ognuno dia una mano vicino, simbolo di pace, di fraternità. La forza che ci dà.
We ask that you be kind
Eterno stelio
and
che
watch us where we go.
io lo trovi amore.
We ask it so you find
Però dentro sé.
so to love.
Let this be our prayer.
Let this be your prayer.
Just like every child.
Just like every child
Needs to find a place. Guide us with your grace. Give us faith so we'll be saved. La fede che hai accesa in noi. Sento che ci salve.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you're welcome to this evening of building partnerships and brotherhoods that will take us farther than we could ever imagine. I'd like to recognize the presence of Mr. Idris Haruna, Deputy Director of Press Ministry of Information National Orientation. You're welcome, sir. Also in the building, Mr. Lami Barrow, who's the Director and Country Rep of the AFDB. You're welcome, sir. And Mrs. R. Charles Osagiedo, who is the Group Head of the United Bank for Africa. You're welcome. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to recognize the presence of the Honorable Minister of Information in Nigeria, Alhaji Mohammed Idris. You're welcome, sir. I'd like to recognize the presence of Dr. Prince Awuzie, who's a Lifestyle and Mental Health Technologies, Dublin, Ireland. You're welcome as well.
Round of applause, please.
Bless this house, Lord. Love changes everything. Days are longer, what's mean more? Love changes everything. How you live and how you die. Oh, love will turn your world around, and that world will last forever. Oh yes, love changes everything. Live or perish in its flame. Nothing in this world will ever be the same. Up into the world we go, planning future, shaping years. Love, still and sorrowing, all wisdom disappears. Oh, love makes fools of everyone. All the rules will make a broken. Yes, love changes everyone. Live or perish in its flame. Love will never, never let you be the same. Love will never, never let you be the same.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to crave your indulgence to please rise for the national anthems of the two countries so that the event can kick off officially. Thank you very much.
Nigerians call away to serve the fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity. Nunca mais esqueceremos os heróis do Fratra de Fevereiro. Oh, Pátria, nos saudamos os teus filhos, tomados pela nossa independência. Honramos o passado, a nossa história, construindo no trabalho do rumo novo. Honramos o passado, a nossa história, construindo no trabalho do rumo novo. Angola vai ter revolução pelo poder popular. Pátria unida, liberdade, só povo, uma só nação. Angola vai ter revolução pelo poder popular. Pátria unida, liberdade, só povo, uma só nação.
We can put those hands together as we take our seats, please. Today, an event we've all come here to witness and be a part of. It is not a relationship that's starting today. It's a relationship that's been for a long time, but we're hoping to take it further by this event. So permit me to just read out one fun fact about Angola. I'm sure Sonia will find one fun fact about Nigeria to read out to us. Angola is a home to a pretty impressive waterfall. Besides the natural mineral resources that Angola has, a pretty waterfall at 105 meters high and 400 meters wide. The Calandula waterfall is second largest in Africa, just after Victoria Falls. Angola is also home to a whole host of other stunning natural beauties, from lush green hills to the plains of the dry savanna. Nigeria also has its own waterfalls. They may not be as big as Angola's, but there are here. One that I do know, the Agbokum waterfalls in Cross River State, is fantastic. If you haven't been there, you need to find your way there one of these days real soon. Also, there are other natural resources and other natural places that we can visit in both countries. But beyond that is also building the human relations as we go forward. So I'll hand over to Sonia as she invites the ambassador for the opening remarks. Sonia.
Gostaria de convidar ao palco Sua Excelência, Senhor Embaixador José Bamuki Nazao. With a standing ovation, please, a round of applause.
Muito boa noite a todos. Good evening.
Good evening, everyone.
Eu prefiro começar a falar em português por causa dos nossos convidados angolanos. Depois poderemos falar pouquinho em inglês.
His Excellency would like to speak, first of all, in Portuguese, and then you continue speaking in English because of our Angolan brothers. Please.
Senhor Ministro da Informação, nosso irmão Malaji.
His Excellency Minister of Information, Alhaji Magaji. I hope I pronounced it well.
Senhor antigo presidente do Senado, Dr. Abubakar, muito obrigado por ter vindo.
Dr. Abubakar, you are welcome. Thank you for coming, sir.
O embaixador Ibrahim Ziana, o Chief of Protocol, bem-vindo.
Chief of Protocol, His Excellency Ghana, you are welcome, sir.
Na verdade, temos muitos distintos convidados que, se começar a pronunciar os nomes, não vou conseguir.
Indeed, we have a lot of distinguished guests. If he starts, he won't be able to finish.
Por isso, a todos vocês desejo as boas-vindas e que é uma honra ter-vos cá nessa sala, por honrar-nos com a vossa presença nesta primeira fase que nós denominamos que é o primeiro fórum empresarial Angola-Nigéria.
On that note, I would like to welcome you, His Excellency would like to welcome you all for this first forum, Angola, between Angola and Nigeria.
De Angola vieram alguns convidados especiais e eu cito o Sua Excelência Secretário de Estado das Relações Exteriores, Dr. Vieira Lopes.
From Angola, we have His Excellency Secretary of the State, His Excellency Domingos Vieira Lopes.
E a quem peço que se coloque de pé para uma salva de palmas. pela sua presença.
Sorry. A round of applause. We are going to call on the stage His Excellency, the Secretary of the State, for a speech.
Também vieram de Angola muitos convidados especiais, que são executivos de bancos, de agências governamentais, de grandes grupos empresariais, e todos eles vieram cá participar neste primeiro fórum diplomático empresarial.
We also have some other distinguished guests from banks and other firms, of business firms.
E gostaria que eles também se colocarem de pé para uma salva de palmas.
A standing with a standing ovation, please. A round of applause, please, for them.
Na verdade, nós temos poucas palavras, pouco tempo, por isso vamos deixar que cada um de nós possa apreciar os conteúdos que vão ser apresentados aqui, que foram previamente selecionados.
Without further ado, we'd like to present the speech from His Excellency and every other thing that was presented earlier. Please, a round of applause.
Em poucas palavras, gostaríamos, em conjunto, abrir uma nova era que vai colocar, em termo bilateral, uma cooperação mais forte entre a Nigéria e Angola.
In other words, we'd like to thank you all because this is a beginning of a new era between Nigeria and Angola.
Por isso, nós teremos a oportunidade de apresentar aqui alguns temas que poderão ser aprofundados nas próximas ocasiões.
We are going to present some themes which are going to be further elaborated in other occasions, in other events, please.
Nós pensamos que atrasamos um pouco, porque os nossos países tiveram no passado laços fortes. A Nigéria apoiou Angola na sua luta de libertação e nós entendemos que o tempo passou sem que nós possamos melhor aproveitar e cimentar as nossas relações.
Nigeria and Angola have a long history. Nigeria helped Angola during the liberation. So we want to use this opportunity to extend the relationship between Nigeria and Angola through this forum.
Por isso, nós entendemos que o campo é grande, ainda é um campo aberto, que cada um de nós pode dar o seu subsídio para que possamos reforçar as pontes que foram construídas e construir novas pontes.
And we believe that the ties are still strong, and we believe that we can make it stronger.
Na verdade, cá estamos para dar o início a essa nova era.
Indeed, we are going to begin this new era.
Pensamos também que essa relação, para ser forte, precisa de todos nós.
We also believe that for this relationship to be strong, we need all of us together.
Nós vamos fazer o nosso papel, abrindo as portas, mostrando a todos os nossos irmãos as potencialidades de Angola e os caminhos que nós podemos trilhar para que possamos fortalecer essas nossas relações.
We are going to play our role and we are going to show you the path through which we can strengthen the relationship between Nigeria and Angola.
Para terminar, may God bless Angola, may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria, may God bless our distinguished guest. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Thank you.
And now I would like to call on the stage His Excellency, the Secretary of the State. Please, a round of applause.
Excelência Ministro da Informação e Orientação Nacional da República Federal da Nigéria, Dr. Marji, Excelência Dr. Boubacar Arak, ex-presidente do Senado, Embaixador Ibrahim, chefe do Protocolo Federal, distintos membros e representantes do Governo da República Federal da Nigéria, distintos senhores parlamentares, empresários angolanos e nigerianos, minhas senhoras e meus senhores.
Your Excellency, Minister of Information and National Orientation of Federal Republic of Nigeria, sir. Your Excellency, the Ambassador Extraordinary Plenipotentiary of the Republic of Angola, accredited to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, distinguished representatives of Nigeria government, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen.
Foi com muita honra e satisfação que recebi de Sua Excelência Embaixador Tete Antônio, Ministro das Relações Exteriores da República de Angola, a incumbência de o representar neste primeiro Fórum Diplomático Empresarial entre a República de Angola e a República da Nigéria.
It was with great honor and pleasure that I received from His Excellency Tete Antonio, the Minister of External Relations, and the instruction to represent him at the first diplomatic business forum between the Republic of Angola and the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Permitam-me, antes de mais, exprimir o meu sentimento de grande prazer e satisfação pelo acolhimento agradável que nos está a ser proporcionado pelo Governo Federal da Nigéria.
Allow me, before anything else, to express my great pleasure and satisfaction for the wonderful reception accorded by us, by the Nigerian government. Sorry, please.
É desde já, com grande honra, que endereço, em nome do povo e do Governo da República de Angola, as felicitações pela celebração do 63º aniversário da independência da República Federal da Nigéria e aproveitamos esta ocasião para celebrarmos juntos o 47º aniversário das nossas relações político-diplomáticas baseadas no respeito mútuo e na solidariedade africana.
And it's also a great honor to convey to you on behalf of the people and the government of the Republic of Angola greetings for the celebration of 63rd Independence Anniversary of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and to seize this occasion together celebrate the 47th anniversary of our good political diplomatic relations based on mutual respect and African solidarity.
As relações entre os nossos dois Estados são marcadas pela assinatura do primeiro Acordo de Cooperação Econômica, Técnico-Científica e Cultural, a 7 de abril de 1976, e desde então o intercâmbio entre os nossos dois países tem-se destacado nos domínios diplomático, defesa e segurança, petróleos, educação, cultura e transportes, dentre outros.
The ties between the people of our two states were marked by signing the first economic, technical, scientific, and cultural cooperation agreement on the 7th of April 1976. From then, the exchange between our two countries have been remarkable in the diplomatic, defense and security, petroleum, education, culture and transportation.
Nos últimos 3 anos, período de 2020, 2021 e 2022, as exportações de bens de Angola para a Nigéria representam um total de 5,6 bilhões de dólares e 16,8 milhões em importações, correspondentes a um saldo negativo da balança comercial de cerca de 11,2 milhões.
In the last 3 years, between 2020 and 2022, Angola exportation of goods to Nigeria was estimated at $5.6 million, and its importation stood at $16.8 million, corresponding to a negative trade balance of about $11.2 million.
No que respeita os principais grupos de produtos, Angola exportou para a Nigéria combustível, petróleo bruto, com um peso de 42%, óptica e precisão, instrumentos e aparelhos de geodesia e topografia, analisadores de espectro e outros instrumentos, 20% de máquinas e aparelhos mecânicos com funções próprias, com 14% do volume total de exportações.
Concerning main product group, Angola exported crude oil weighing about 42% to Nigeria, optics and precision, geodesy and topography instruments and apparatus, oscilloscope, spectrum analyzers and other instruments, accounting for 20%, mechanical machines and devices with their own function, accounting for 14% of the total volume of exports.
No domínio das importações, os principais grupos de produtos adquiridos foram máquinas e aparelhos, partes reconhecíveis como exclusivo ou destinado a motores de posições 84.07 ou 84.08, plásticos e brochuras e veículos e outros materiais de transportes. Partes e acessórios de veículos automóveis para transportes de mercadorias. Estes grupos, no seu conjunto, representam mais de metade do valor total das exportações de petróleo, 41%, 19% e 15% respectivamente.
In the area of importation of acquired product group were machine and apparatus, CKD, recognizable parts, exclusive for engines or meant for engines parts 84%, 07 or 84.08, plastics and rubbers, plastic materials in brackets, other transport materials, parts and accessories of automobile vehicles, vehicles for transportation of goods. These groups in their total represent more than half of the total exportation during the period, 41%, 19% and 15% respectively.
Minhas senhoras e meus senhores, o atual sistema internacional tem enfrentado vários desafios bastante voláteis e imprevisíveis, estando deste modo expostos aos conflitos e crises que podem alterar a forma como os membros deste sistema se relacionam.
Ladies and gentlemen, the present international system is facing various challenges, very volatile and unpredictable. And this form being exposed to conflicts and crises that may alter the way members of the system relate.
A República de Angola, sendo parte desse sistema, vive momento especial, marcado pelas reformas estruturais que visam transformar a sua situação macroeconômica por meio da mudança do paradigma da petrodependência, a fim de tornar a sua economia menos vulnerável às volatilidades dos preços do crudo, através da aposta massiva na diversificação da sua produção econômica.
The Republic of Angola, being part of the system, is witnessing a special moment marked by structural reforms that aim to transform its macroeconomic situation through the means of changing the paradigm of independence on petroleum, with the aim to making its economy less vulnerable to the volatiles of oil price, through massive diversification of its economic production.
Para alcançar este objetivo, o governo angolano pretende contar com o apoio de países amigos que sempre estiveram ao seu lado, e destes é indiscutivelmente a República Federal da Nigéria.
To achieve this objective, the Angolan government intends to count on the support of friendly countries who are always on its side, and one of these is indisputably the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
A par dos laços históricos, políticos e diplomáticos que nos unem, a nossa opção pela Nigéria é também pelo facto de a Nigéria ter vivido momentos de grandes reformas estruturais que têm trazido resultados positivos para o povo e governo nigeriano.
On historic, political and diplomatic ties which unite us, our opting for Nigeria is also for the fact that Nigeria had experienced various moments of structural reforms have yielded positive results for the people and the government of Nigeria.
A Nigéria conseguiu reduzir a participação do petróleo no PIB de 32,4% para 14,4% e conseguiu também integrar o setor das telecomunicações que passou de 0,8% para 8,8%, e a indústria de cinema, que representa 1,4% do produto interno bruto nigeriano.
Nigeria has succeeded in reducing the participation of petroleum from 32.4% to 14.4%, and also succeeded in integrating the telecommunication sector from 0.8% to 8.8%, and firm industry, which represents 1.4% of Nigeria's gross domestic product. These are positive signs demonstrated by the Nigerian people that yes, it is possible to considerably reduce dependency on petroleum.
A República de Angola pretende investir cada vez mais no estreitamento das relações económicas e comerciais com a Nigéria, no intuito de aproveitar da melhor forma a sua vasta experiência na diversificação da economia.
The Republic of Angola intends to invest more in strengthening economic and commercial relations with Nigeria to gain in the best manner from its vast experience in the diversification of economic production.
Minhas senhoras e meus senhores, aproveitamos esta ocasião para reiterar que o mercado angolano encontra-se aberto a todas as empresas nigerianas e o mesmo apresenta várias vantagens competitivas, das quais destacam-se.
Ladies and gentlemen, we seize this occasion to reiterate that the Angola market is open to all Nigerian businessmen and women, and at the same time present various competitive advantages, some of which we highlight below.
Angola possui uma extensa costa marítima com 1.650 quilômetros e rios navegáveis a partir do Oceano Atlântico, nomeadamente os rios Zaire e Kwanza, além de vários outros rios navegáveis.
Angola has an extensive maritime coast of 1,650 kilometers and many navigable waterways from the Atlantic Ocean, namely River Zaire and River Kwanza, besides other navigable rivers.
Detém, a partir do porto do Lubito, o caminho de ferro de Benguela, que conecta o Oceano Atlântico ao Oceano Índico via Zâmbia e Moçambique.
And has Benguela Railways from Lobito Port, which connects the Atlantic Ocean to Indian Ocean, passing through republics of Zambia and Mozambique.
conta com uma população estimada em 35 milhões de habitantes e mais de 60 da mesma vive na região conexa à costa marítima. E do total da população angolana, 45% tem menos de 15 anos e 60% é constituída por mulheres, facto que garantem a abundância de recursos humanos que têm se tornado cada vez mais qualificados.
Has an estimated population of about 35 million, and more than 60% of these are living in the coast area of the entire Angolan population. 45% are less than 15 years, and 60% are women. Data which affirms the abundance of human resources that are becoming well-trained.
Possui inúmeros recursos minerais, tais como cobre, ferro, petróleo, bauxite, urânio, ouro, fosfato, diamantes, terras raras, polimetálicos, de prata, dentre outros.
Richly endowed in numerous mineral resources such as copper, iron, crude oil, bauxite, uranium, gold, phosphate, diamond, rare earth, polymetallics of silvers, among others.
Dispõe de um clima e situação política estável e tem vindo a evoluir positiva e administrativa.
Endowed with suitable climate and stable political situation, positive development administratively.
Possui uma das maiores reservas de água de África subsaariana e uma extensa reserva de terras agrícolas altamente férteis.
Has one of the largest reserves of water in sub-Saharan Africa and one of the most fertile, biggest arable land for agriculture.
Portanto, estas condições permitem desenvolver a médio e longo prazo o setor agrícola e industrial, mineiro e tecnológico e certamente com a experiência do setor público e privado nigeriano, Angola poderá alcançar também a diversificação da sua economia.
So these conditions permit both medium and long-term development in agriculture, industrial mines, and technological sectors, and certainly with Nigeria experience in private and public sector, Angola can also achieve the diversification of its economy.
Assim, importa salientar ainda que são 5 os maiores setores mais importantes da economia angolana, de maior interesse por investimento estrangeiro, nomeadamente a agricultura, a agroindústria, a indústria transformadora, a construção, o turismo e outros que não deixam de ser importantes, tais como
It's also important to emphasize that there are 5 sectors that are of great interest to Angola economy which foreign investors may take advantage of, namely agriculture, agro-industry, industrial transformation, construction and tourism, as well as others which are not less important, and the list is written below.
infraestrutura e logística, incluindo novos projetos nas áreas de petróleo e gás, telecomunicações e tecnologias de informação e comunicação, banca, finanças, seguros e setor imobiliário.
The following: logistics, infrastructure, including new projects in the petroleum and gas sector, telecommunications and information technology and communication, banking, finance, insurance, and real estate.
O governo angolano tem realizado um processo de reformas que visa culminar com a transformação do modelo econômico liderado pelo Estado e pelo financiamento pelo petróleo para um modelo de crescimento sustentável inclusível liderado pelo setor privado.
The Angolan government embarked on a reform process aimed at transforming from an economic model led by the state and financed through petroleum to a model of an inclusive, sustainable growth led by the private sector.
Inclui-se neste processo medidas para a estabilidade macroeconómica, reformas fundamentais que incluem um regime cambial mais flexível, uma gestão ativa da dívida, a criação de nova legislação, como a Lei de Prevenção e Combate ao Branqueamento de Capitais, a Lei de Responsabilidade Fiscal e a Lei de Privatização.
This process includes measures to stabilize microeconomic fundamental reforms, which include a flexible exchange rate, management of active debt, creation of new legislation, preventing and combating money laundering, fiscal reforms, and responsibility and privatization law.
O governo angolano também implementou programas estruturantes com vistas a dinamizar o tecido produtivo, nomeadamente o plano agrão, o plano pecuário, o plano pesca, para reduzir a dependência da importação, assegurando assim a autossuficiência e segurança alimentar, bem como garantir a geração de emprego, rendimento e a utilização sustentável dos recursos naturais.
The government of Angola also implemented structural programs with the aim to increase productive web, namely livestock fisheries, to reduce reliance on importation, ensuring self-sufficiency and food security, as well as guaranteeing job creation, income, and sustainable utilization of natural resources.
A República de Angola vai albergar de 23 a 24 de novembro deste ano a terceira edição do Fórum Pan-Africano para a Cultura de Paz e Não Violência, denominada Bienal de Luanda, atividade que tem como lema para esta edição Educação, Cultura da Paz e Cidadania como ferramentas para o desenvolvimento sustentável do continente.
The Republic of Angola will be hosting from the 23rd to 24th November this year the third edition of Pan-African Forum for the Culture of Peace and Non-Violence called Angola Biennale, with the theme Education, Culture of Peace and African Citizenship as tools for the sustainable development of the continent.
Excelências, minhas senhoras e meus senhores, não gostaria de terminar a minha intervenção sem antes reafirmar que o Governo da República de Angola encara a realização deste evento como uma grande oportunidade para aproveitar ao máximo a troca de experiências e de know-how entre os atores do setor público e privado dos nossos dois países, rumo à transformação, reabilitação e modernização das infraestruturas económicas e sociais, entre outras realizações que poderão transformar de maneira radical e positiva a vida dos seus povos.
Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I would not like to conclude the address without reaffirming that the government of the Republic of Angola takes the organization of this event as a big opportunity to utilize to the maximum the exchange of experience and know-how among the actors in the private and public sectors of our two countries, the transformation, rehabilitation, and modernization of social and economic infrastructures, among other things that may transform in a radical and positive way the lives of our people.
Importa aflorar que as distâncias físicas e geográficas não foram obstáculos para o estabelecimento de relações político-diplomáticas entre os nossos dois países. Acreditamos de igual modo que não serão obstáculos para a criação e manutenção dos laços económicos, comerciais e empresariais mais fortes e as partes estiverem interessadas em continuar a trabalhar para estreitar cada vez mais os laços de cooperação.
I would like to leave here the challenge of all businessmen and women of the public sector, private, to join together as a community, as a Nigerian community, both resident in Angola, to come and visit Angola and to make sure, to see for yourselves the local and what we have in our market, to show you what we have to contribute to contribute for Nigeria and Angola, both in the diversification of the economy and investments to strengthen both sectors in public and private sectors.
Muito obrigado. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together one more time. The State Secretary of the Foreign Affairs and Cooperation Ministry of Angola took his time to elaborate all that you can find in Angola. But you see, for you to get to Angola, you need transportation. And in this building today, we have one man that many of us will remember before we even thought about flying, for many of us in this place. How many of you remember Chisco Motors? Chisco Motors and many others have endured time. Please recognize the presence of Chief Chidi Anyebu. Also present in the house, the president of Chikasan Group, Chief Okafor. He's also in the building. We have representatives of the different industries. We also have representatives of the National Assembly, Nigeria's National Assembly, Senator Rafiu Ibrahim and Honorable Razak Atunwa. They are both in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, we will not take too much of our time, but as they say, where there's a will, there's a way. And I'm sure we can find a way to make things better or move things forward between Nigeria and Angola business-wise. As they say, but they say also that where there's a will, there are also relatives waiting. Hopefully there will not be relatives waiting negatively here, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellencies, the former President of the Nigerian Senate and former Governor of Kwara State, the Angola Ambassador to Nigeria, the Secretary to the Angolan Foreign Ministry and Cooperation Ministry, Secretary of State, members of the Diplomatic Corps, members of the legislature here present, captains of industry, and members of the Fourth Estate of the REM, my people, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, just in case your name is not called, do know that you're very special. But at this point in time, we're going to call up a panel that will help us understand, take us further into what's going on in Angola and how we can all, I use the word we, can all key into the situation there for the benefit of both countries. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome the moderator of this panel who will invite his panelists. The moderator is Engineer Antonio Henrique da Silva. Please put your hands together for him as he comes.
Good evening, Excellencies, distinguished guests, and all who have gathered here today, all protocol observed. Welcome to the first diplomatic forum between Angola and Nigeria, a platform where we bring together not only experts, but also esteemed leaders in the field. Today we embark on a journey to explore and understand the new policies and regulations that will drive economic progress and collaboration between our nations. My name is Antonio Enriquez da Silva, the founder of Investa, but since I am in Nigeria, my name is also Osa. In this panel, we are privileged to have with us experts and representatives from some of the most vital sectors of the Angolan economy. Each of our panelists plays a pivotal role in shaping the Angolan economic landscape. However, we have a limited time frame to cover these topics in depth, and we also would like to thank His Excellency the Secretary of State to have given you already a broad, let's say, an insightful view on especially the key sectors like the mining sector, the oil sectors, and also on the regulatory side. I would like now to invite the panel, my fellow members of my panels, please, Dr. Lima and Mrs. Fernando from Ango Cables to join the panel. A round of applause for them. Going further, in terms of the time allocation, we will have 7 minutes presentations that will also be made online by other participants in the panel. And after that, those 7 minutes, we will have 3 questions for each of them. So I would also like to introduce Dr. Pedro Mendes de Carvalho in representation of His Excellency the Minister of Telecommunications, Mario Oliveira, he will join us online, and also Mr. Dr. Zolana João, who is also going to be joining us online. It seems that we are still having some challenges, but anyhow, probably as a moderator, I will like to say a few things regards to... Okay, here he is, please. Está a nos ouvir? Está a ouvir-nos? Ponha só o som, porque nós não estamos a ouvi-lo. Faz favor.
Conseguem ouvir agora?
Conseguimos sim, muito bem. Por favor.
Boa tarde, conseguem ouvir?
Conseguimos sim. Pode
Obrigado.
continuar.
Boa tarde a todos.
Bom, aqui há a apresentação e não sei se temos a tradução em direto, mas estávamos a contar que fosse fazê-la também em inglês, se possível. Para tornarmos a sessão mais, digamos, mais interativa. Mas, de qualquer modo, estamos aqui para interagir. Se faz favor.
Portanto, começa comigo. Sua Excelência, Senhor Embaixador Plenipotenciário, Extraordinário Plenipotenciário da República de Angola na República Federal da Nigéria, Sua Excelência, Senhor Secretário de Estado para as Comunidades, Suas Excelências, altos responsáveis do governo nigeriano, federal nigeriano aqui presentes, todo o protocolo observado, essa vossa atenção para uma breve apresentação inserida neste painel. Espero depois colocar a vossa disposição para o período de perguntas e respostas. Não sei se conseguem ver o meu ecrã partilhado.
Dr. Mendes, nós conseguimos ouvi-lo, mas infelizmente terá que recorrer à língua inglesa para conseguirmos acelerar um pouco mais a sessão, já que a nossa intérprete está aqui, mas para facilitar talvez seria melhor que fizesse inglês se conseguir fazê-lo já. Caso contrário, vamos procurar compensar, mas certamente que será mais desafiante.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony. I will try my best. Although I did prepare my presentation in Portuguese, but it is a challenge for me to do it in English, but I will try my best. And I hope
You're doing very
all
well,
the
sir.
presents
You're doing
can-
very well.
Thank you. So I will just start with a slide with the principles of the sector of telecommunications and ICT sectors of Angola, headed by Mr. Honorable Mario Augusto da Silva Oliveira. And I use this opportunity to present his excuses for not being present, but in his behalf, I will do my best to communicate with you and give you an overview regarding the telecommunications and ICT sector of Angola. So, my presentation will be done in 4 pillars, starting with the strategic vision of our sector for the period 2023 to 2027. After that, some indicators about the development of our sector, some insights about 5G frequency allocations, and as you know, the world is developing to an era where the 5G's mobile communications will be key for some future and emergent technologies like Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, big data, smart cities, where a lot of business opportunities could be open to our investors, and some of them here present can take disadvantage of this technology to participate in efforts of the Angolan government and Angolan people to develop the country. As you know, there is a direct correlation between ICTs, telecommunications and ICTs, and the SDGs, I mean the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. In regard of this, I will present you the main pillars, strategic pillars, where we intend to modernize and invest in the development of the country, and a short overview regarding the main development strategic projects. So, as I said, I start with our vision, and the main goal is to make sure that our sector, the ICT sector, could enhance its contribution for the national GDP in the period between 2021 to 2027, from almost from the numbers of 0.5% to 1.3 in 2027. It is still low, but we will make all efforts, and with the participation of the private sector and the public and private partnerships, we are sure that we can achieve this target and even surpass them. And also, we want to facilitate, make that ICTs facilitate the diversification of our economy. As previously His Excellency Domingos Vieira Lopez said, we are in the process of the diversification of our economy, where at this point in time, the oil industry as the main contributor to the GDP, but we must change this and the ICT and telecommunication sectors can play a special role in that regard.
Okay, Doctor, let me just briefly interrupt you. And since we have here on the panel the representative of Ango Cables Nigeria, meaning that this multinational regional Angolan company is already setting up its footprint in Nigeria, we would like to ask Mr. Fernando Fernandez, how exactly do you think through this new frontier that we want to establish to improve not only access all over Africa into services, how can we manage through your company to make that possible and affordable to a broader audience? Please take the floor.
Okay, thank you very much for that question. It's a pertinent question. So I would like to talk about innovation straight away. So if you don't mind, Enrique, yesterday Angola achieved the podium of the World Robotics Championship. It's part of the diversity that Angola government is investing. Okay? So last September, our President of State in the summit of the group of 77 and China, plus China, he says that Angola will continue to invest in science, technology, innovation to face the challenge of diversity, economic growth, and also establish as a priority to increasing the productivity and global competitiveness and digital and energy transitions. So a rapid growth of internet connectivity and increasing internet speeds in Africa, fueling a wave of innovation and transformation of continent and technology landscape. So that's our field. So we are investing in a network in Nigeria already. We have a POP, and this year we will deploy the new network here, and we plan to achieve also in Lagos, but we plan to achieve Abuja and Port Harcourt because they are very important sectors.
All right, thank you. Dr. Mendes, just going back to you and just wrap up at what you believe are the main strategic and what is the vision of the government of Angola in regards to the sector, and how in the near future that same vision can be shared to, let's say, to a country like Nigeria and Africa as a whole, to boost its development from a ICT the sector perspective?
Thank you. Our development will be in, as I can present to you, in the principal pillars that are infrastructure and connectivity, regulations, cybersecurity, and capacity building. As the previous speakers from Angola, Angola Cables presented to the audience, as Angola are making a lot of investment in infrastructure, but there is still a lot to do. And there is really the opportunity to partner with the national operators and investors so that we can invest in, for example, in tower cos companies to manage infrastructures. We can also invest in the interconnections between Angola and the landlocked countries in the continent, and boost these opportunities that Angola has three submarine cables that landed in the at the Angolan coast, and with this opportunity, building data centers and enhance this regional connectivity, there is a huge opportunity to make money and to contribute for the diversification of the Angolan economy. Cybersecurity is also a main issue for all of us. And there is also a lot of opportunities to cooperate at the applications level, at service levels, and or even at the capacity building level. For the regulation, there is also a lot of opportunities in consultations to the government, to the companies. I mean, mass of ceremonies. The field is open, and there is a lot of opportunities for corporations.
Very well. Actually, by touching on the data privacy and cybersecurity, you actually took a question from me, and I thank you for that. On the other note, I would like to then ask Mr. Zolana from a Angola government perspective, when it comes to foster innovation and technology advancement, how the ANGOSAT project is assisting us on that. Please. We can hear you. Não estamos ouvindo, por favor.
Tem o micro desligado.
Ainda está desligado.
Thank you so much. I was not allowed to switch on my mic. Thank you so much, Enrique. First of all, I would like to greet all excellencies in the room, distinguished guests, and all protocol observed. Thank you for your question, Enrique, and I would like really to give just an introduction and context that ANGOSAT 2 is one of the few satellites in the African region of this kind. And also, I would like to bring a problem on why we should think on investing in satellites, Angola and Nigeria, before I go straight to your question. Today, according to Space in Africa, Africa was paying, just for 2021 altogether, $1 billion as countries. And satellites in average cost actually $100 million only. So if we come together, we can buy actually 10 satellites. And today, as we speak, satellite is the best way to bring connectivity in the continent. All that we be saying, cables are good as backbones to support backhaul, data centers, all that my colleagues, Mr. Pedro, and my companion panel from Angola Cables mentioned. Cables are great, but we cannot connect the continent without satellite. This is proven. By the way, just a conclusion with respect to the time, the European Bank is saying that we are investing only 11% in the country when it comes to digital connectivity. So meaning we have to look how we can use satellite better. I just wanted to bring this context to you and read on the satellite side as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So now turning to the chairman of Angola Cables, I'll just ask you a very brief and fast question that goes like this. How projects like Angosat and Angola Cable how are they contributing to this progress that has been mentioned by the prior panelists?
Thank you, Mr. Antonio. First, I say thank you for Mr. Governor, for Mr. Ambassador to invite us to stay here. Your question and my answer is the police of our government. In Angola, there is a clear marriage between telecommunication infrastructure. The satellite and submarine cable are evident. The police made by our government encourage the existence to man partnership. This is the clear, because the Angosat 2 and our cable have worked together. Is this to stay here in Nigeria to find partnership with us to make the development of Africa?
Okay, so there is a redundancy. On one side we have the satellite capacity, and on the other one we have cable.
Yeah.
So we are getting more and more independent, which gives us space to develop all other sectors, and this is what this occasion is about. Yeah. But moving further, we would like also to see now how the transport and logistics sectors are playing a crucial role in this regards. Please, I invite the director and representative of the Ministry of Transports to give his contribution. Please. While we are waiting, I would like to mention that in November, by the date of 11 November, we're going to inaugurate a new airport, an international airport, meaning that we are getting much closer, not only with occasions like this one, but also by creating conditions so that both Angola and Nigeria, through air connectivity, are able to get closer. The new airport has a capacity of 14 million passengers per year, and it serves as a hub in the region. Myself, coming to Nigeria this time around, I took the route from Luanda to Abuja through a new Pan-African airline, which is A-Sky. And it took me like around 3 hours flight with a stopover Lomé. Imagine if we start doing directly Luanda-Abuja, Luanda-Lagos. That's definitely something we should look for, and the business sector people will help and justify the feasibility of such actions. So we're still waiting for our colleague from the Ministry of Transport.
Okay, thank you so much, Antonio. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, we can, please.
Yeah, you can see the presentation on the screen?
Not yet, but it's on this way.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Honorable Ambassador. Thank you so much, Secretary of State. Thank you so much for the invitation. Also, the members of the government of Nigeria and all distinguished guests. Yeah, just a quick overview of what we are doing so far on our sector. As Antonio said, we are in a couple of days to inaugurate the new airport of Luanda, and on 10th of November. And we have some projects on our pipeline that the idea is to involve the private sector on the PPPs and concessions. On the four sectors that we are working as maritime and ports, railways, logistic platforms, and airports, we are launching international public tenders to engage the private sector to work with us. And this is an ambitious plan, and we want to move in 2027 for achieve at least 4 or 5 projects that we have in our pipeline. Railways, the new railway that we will do the concession is the Mosammedes Railway. We will use the same example of the Lobito corridor that we did already, the concession, and we award to a private consortium composed by Trafigura, Vectories, and Motengil. We are doing the same on the ports. On Lobito Port, we award last week to Africa Global Logistics that belongs to MSC shipping line, and also in the Port of Luanda, we have also 2 big companies work with us, DP World and Abu Dhabi Ports. There is also logistic platforms that we are engaging the private sector, and we have now one that we award to a company, a Dutch company, Flying Swans. And of course, we are open to work with the private sector with the Nigerian entrepreneurs to work with us on the various infrastructures that we have. And we are here to support if you have any question, and also if you want to be part of this process that we are taking care of these projects and the Ministry of Transports. Yeah.
Okay, very well. We thank you. So we have 3 quick questions. The first one goes like this: how do these improvements will benefit trade and businesses and trade? That's one. The second question would be: can you provide examples of initiatives enhancing connectivity and efficiency in the transportation sector? Those will be the 2 questions we have. Thank you.
Yeah. For the first one, of course, we adjust our regulatory framework, and this was one of the steps to open the sector for the private sector. And today, the idea is on our sector is to be more on supervision, and all the initiatives be taken care by the private sector. This is something that we are very keen, and we are working and pushing for that. For example, on the second question, that the connectivity, of course, Luanda, the new airport, the idea is to have is a hub, a logistic hub, and also passengers hub, because we are close to the Asia, also Middle East, and South America and Europe. And our geographic location will help to be this hub that we want to increase and to develop. Yeah, and also on this connectivity on the railway side is also ongoing with the Lobito corridor that we can pass through Zambia and DRC. We can achieve copper belt on Zambia and we can go to Kolwezi by the railway. And the idea is to connect the Atlantic Ocean to the Indic Ocean. And this is something that we are doing on this connectivity, and also the cabotage on Cabinda to DRC. That is also a project that we are taking care to.
Very well. So you have mentioned the
increase
corridor of Lobito, which is a crucial transportation mean for connecting Angola with landlocked countries like Zambia and Congo. For countries like Nigeria that do export a lot of products in agriculture, having such an infrastructure will definitely be helpful to, resourceful to connect through Angola, Nigeria to those markets. We thank you again for your contribution. We will be able to share with the audience the presentations, not only the three ones that were shared by the gentlemen that have participated, but we also have one regarding the investment law, how the mining sector in more detail. So please contact us after the session so that we can share and program a future conversation directly with those entities that are in charge of dealing with this aspects of doing business in Angola. To the fellow panelists, thank you very much. We will now move to the next session. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Time's fast spent, and so we would speed up a few things. We will skip a few of the items that have been on the program so that we can attempt to catch up as much as we can. Thank you so much for your patience. I'd like to recognize the presence of Alhaji Abdul Samad Rabiu, Chairman Boa Group, who's represented by Alhaji Kabiru Rabiu, Group Executive Director of Boa Group, and Dr. Aliu Idi Hong. Welcome and thank you for coming. At this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to invite the members of the Angola Nigeria Business Council, the ANBC, for their inauguration, the inauguration ceremony of the Angola Nigeria Business Council, ANBC. Please join me to welcome them as I call them up. They are the President, Architect Mrs. Fifi Ejindu, MNIA. Please put your hands together for her, she comes up. The Vice President, Antonio Henrique da Silva. Antonio Henrique da Silva. Another Vice President, Bento dos Santos. Executive members, Engineer Sabina Wold Johannes. Executive member, High Chief Edem Duke. Executive member, Senator Grace Folashade Bent, CON. Non-executive member, President, Angola Nigeria Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Non-executive member, Nigeria Chamber of Trade and Industry. Non-executive member, Clenio Gomez. Clenio Gomez, non-executive member. Executive Assistant, Luyeka Carlos. Luyeka Carlos. Executive Assistant, Emmanuel Ebodage. Thank you. Now we have the members of the Council upstate for their inauguration. Please join me to welcome His Excellency, former President of the Nigerian Senate and former Governor of Kwara State, Dr. Bukola Saraki for the inauguration. And we'll start out with the President, Architect Mrs. Fifi Ejindu, MNIA. That's member, Nigeria Institute of Architects. Next is the Vice President, Antonio Henrique da Silva. The other Vice President, Bento dos Santos. He's not here. Executive Member, Engineer Sabina Wold Johannes. Executive Member, High Chief Edem Duke. The other executive member, Senator Grace Folashade Ben-Tion, is not here. Let's welcome the non-executive member, President, Angola, Nigeria. Okay, her husband's here. Please forgive me. The non-executive member, President, Angola, Nigeria Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Non-executive member, Nigeria Chamber of Trade and Industry. Non-executive member, Clenio Gomez. Executive Assistant, Luyeka Carlos. The Executive Assistant, Emmanuel Ebodare. And the Grand Patron of the Council himself, His Excellency Dr. Bukola Saraki. Sir.
Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, Honorable Minister, the Ambassador, distinguished ladies and gentlemen that are here. It's a great honor to have the pleasure of inaugurating the Angolan Nigeria Business Council. I think it's the membership speaks volume, the caliber of people who are here speaks a lot for the great future of this council that will go ahead to continue to foster the good relationship that exists between Angola and Nigeria. But before I go, I must commend this initiative by the ambassador here from Angola to Nigeria. This is very commendable, and I must commend you for that. I think the platform has been set for the members. We all believe that the prosperity of our great continent depends on how much we can improve on intra-Africa trade. And I believe as the two largest oil-producing countries, we have so much in common. We have a high percentage of agriculture, subsistence farming, and percentage of livelihood for our people. With the two countries working together, we'll go a long way in pushing Africa in the right direction. And once again, let me congratulate you and wish you great success, not only for you, for Angola, for Nigeria, and for the country. Once again, congratulations. Thank you so much.
While we're waiting, I understand that there are some presentations that will be made to the council members while the pictures are going on. I'd like to invite His Excellency Ambassador Jose Bamokina Zhao to do the presentation of the awards to the members of council. Please put your hands together for him as he comes. We'd like to invite the Honorable Minister of Information, Nigeria, Alhaji Mohammed Idris, to join in the presentation of these awards. We're starting from the President of Council. For the first Vice President. Yes, sir. The next award is for the executive member, Sabina World-Yohannes. The next presentation is to another executive member, High Chief Edem Duke. I'd like to invite Chief Onyema to do the presentation to the former president of the Nigeria Senate. The next award is to be presented to the former president of the Nigeria Senate. And that's being done by Chief Onyema, CEO of Air Peace. We'll be doing a lot of flying to Angola. The next is for another executive member, Senator Grace Folashade Bent, represented by her husband. That will be done by His Excellency the Ambassador, Angolan Ambassador to Nigeria. The next award to be presented by the representative of the AFDB, Mr. Barrow, please. And the award will be presented to the President, Angola Nigeria Chamber of Commerce and Industry. The representative of Boa Group, please come up to present the next award to the representative of Boa, please. Presenting to the non-executive member, Nigeria Chamber of Trade and Industry. Sorry, to Executive Assistant Lieka Carlos. And the last but not the least, will be presented by the transport man, Dr. Chidio Nebu, to Emmanuel Ibudare. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Please put your hands together for the council members. I understand they will be returning to their seats. If the ambassador could please come up and take a picture with them before they go, real quick, with the Honorable Minister of Information and the Secretary of State of the Angola Foreign Ministry. I'd like to invite the representative of Nigeria, of the Foreign Affairs Minister, Ambassador Umar Azana, to join them, please. Immediately after they take the pictures, we'll be hearing a goodwill message from the Minister of Information, Nigeria's Minister of Information, Mohammed Idris, after which dinner will be served, and we can say Good night. Thank you. We're almost done. We're almost done, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Congratulations. We'd like to hear a word, a goodwill message from the Nigerian Minister of Information, Alhaji Mohammed Idris.
This one's what? Thank you, Your Excellency, the Angolan Ambassador to Nigeria, Ambassador Jose Zhao, my good friend. Let me stand on the protocol already established. I actually had a Portuguese version of my name this evening. My name is actually Mohammed Idris. You can add Malagi, but I had Magaji there, so I was thinking maybe that is the Portuguese version. But I accept it all the same. Your Excellency, the Ambassador, you recall that when you came to my office a few weeks ago, you invited me to this gathering and I made a promise that I will be here. And so today, my presence this night is a fulfillment of that promise I have made. It is also a demonstration of the solidarity and relationship that Nigeria has with the Republic of Angola. And so these are the two reasons why, despite the fact that I have had a very long day today, I've decided to stay till the very end of this program. No doubt, our gathering here today is a further testimony of the kind of relationship that Nigeria has had with the Republic of Angola over the years. Nigeria and the Republic of Angola indeed share a very important relationship. Both countries historically have been members of the non-aligned movement, and they've also been members of the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. Both countries are both well endowed in oil and gas, and they are two biggest producers of crude oil in Africa. We are therefore big brothers in a way, and there is also a very high burden of expectation on both countries. The government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will continue to strengthen our mutual brotherhood through a deliberate pursuit of productive bilateral relations. The President of Nigeria, as you all know, has already been recognized across Africa as a father figure, so to say, leading Africa's most populous nation and biggest economy. And this explains the appointment of Mr. President as chair of the ECOWAS community shortly after his assumption of office. After that, he has been very visible on the international stage, championed the image and cause not only for Africa, not only for Nigeria, but for Africa as a whole. His first Asian visit, if you recall, to India coincided with the announcement of the success of the African bid to join the G20. At his maiden general debate that all of us saw a few weeks ago, he spoke very eloquently about why Africa deserves a more equitable treatment from the rest of the world, and why progress of the world is very much tied to the progress of Africa. In other words, a world that is desirous about moving forward must be equally serious about seeing Africa move forward. There is a very powerful excerpt from the President's Onga address, which I would like to share, and I quote, "We seek to be neither appendage nor patron. We do not wish to replace the old shackles with new ones. Instead, we hope to walk the rich African soil and live under the magnificent African sky, free of wrongs of the past and clear of their associated encumbrances. We desire a prosperous, vibrant, democratic living space for our people. To the rest of the world, I say, work with us as true friends and partners. Africa is not a problem to be avoided, nor is it to be pitied. Africa is nothing less than the key to the world's future." End of quote. It is the President's dream and vision that African countries forge deeper and stronger connections that allow the continent a bigger and more forceful positioning on the global stage, and a greater chance to achieving a true and lasting freedom and prosperity for its people. Anything short of this will be unacceptable for all Africans. Tackling the many contemporary challenges facing the African continent, insecurity, poverty, unemployment, negative narratives, low levels of intra-continental trade, and so on, requires concerted effort at both regional and continental levels. Without the synergy that comes close to cooperation and collaboration, we will not succeed in conquering our challenges. Even against the backdrop of different languages, cultures, and socio-political systems, we must find ways of agreeing on pushing a unified narrative about who we are as a continent and what we want to achieve across all spheres of human endeavor. Africans must be united in our thinking around development, industrialization, trade, job creation, and the place of our continent in the 21st century. A lot of work is already going on in this regard to develop a common unified front for actions on various levels. For example, there is the new Partnership for Africa's Development, NEPAD, the African Union's Agenda 2063, and most recently, the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement, which seeks to create the world's largest free trade area in terms of number of participating countries. 55 countries in all, and over 1 billion people, and a combined gross domestic product in excess of $3 trillion US. As important as this is to Africa, Nigeria and Angola must not shy away from playing key roles in the success of these initiatives. Here in Nigeria, as a government, we have rolled out our foreign policy agenda, known as the Tinubu Doctrine, built on 4 pillars: democracy, demography, diaspora, and development. According to our own Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the overall objective of the Tinubu Doctrine is, and I quote here, to reinforce Nigeria's position as a leader in Africa, enhance its influence globally, maximize opportunities through strategic autonomy, drive major multilateral reforms, and foster improved national security in trade and investment. Now, I don't want to bore you with the explanation of these 4 areas. But in other words, our foreign policy must drive the actualization of the President's domestic priorities, which are encapsulated in what we call the Renewed Hope Agenda. Everything we are doing and saying on the global stage must support our domestic goals and aspirations. Let me say as I close that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is desirous of deepening the relationship between Nigeria and other African countries, including the Republic of Angola. Among other things, we are working on signing an MOU on public communication and media exchange with the Embassy of Angola in Nigeria as part of efforts at deepening our relationship. I look forward to this and many more demonstrations of our bilateral alignment. Let me end by making it clear that Nigeria is very much keen to support Angola's domestic and foreign policy aspirations and the country's overall development. We expect reciprocity in this regard. Indeed, the progress of one is the progress of all. I thank you for your audience. Thank you for this opportunity to talk to our brothers in Angola. And to Ambassador Zhao, I know that you speak some good English, and I also have learned some lesson in Portuguese sitting here for almost 2.5 hours. Thank you for this opportunity to have this free class. Thank you. Good evening.
Well, we do understand that the Angolan ambassador to Nigeria has a gift for the Honorable Minister. So we'll crave the indulgence of the Minister to please just hold on a few seconds, maybe a hug and a handshake and a little bit of camaraderie. Beautiful work, beautiful piece. Beautiful piece. His Excellency the Ambassador will do the vote of thanks, and Nigeria's Minister of Information will lead the whole House to dinner. Sir. I'd like to invite the President of Council to come up for the vote of thanks. Then the Minister will lead the whole House to dinner.
distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is with much delight that I express my sincere appreciation for the confidence reposed in me tonight. I am truly humbled. I would like to thank especially the outstanding ambassador, extraordinary and plenipotentiary of Angola. He is indeed extraordinary because he's been able to achieve a lot in the short time that he's been in Nigeria. As a Pan-Africanist, he firmly believes that there's progress in unity, and I can tell all the business leaders in this house today that he is committed to this cause in line with the visionary and transformative leadership of Angola. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot do this alone in the Council, and we would like to appeal to everybody in this room to join us in the Council. I'm very happy. I have a formidable team of great men and women. I mean, you saw all of them on stage. The Vice President, I met him about 3 years ago in Angola, and he is an investment specialist. Also, High Chief Edem Duke, I'm especially delighted to have him on board. He's a quintessential gentleman, and we all know him. In Nigeria, he really does not need any introduction. My sister and friend, Senator Bent, unfortunately could not be here today, but she is very committed to what we're doing. And so I'm exceedingly happy that we've been able to get together. Of course, we know the purpose of this council, and it is against the backdrop of what we have been planning, that both countries are taking the initiative to deepen their ties by bringing together business leaders for the purposes of exploring opportunities in both countries. For this reason, the Angola-Nigeria Business Council has been established. It will serve as a driver for advancing economic cooperation with the private sectors of both countries taking the lead. So we will continue in the Council to seek opportunities for investment, and we will support entrepreneurship on a very high global level. So the journey has just begun, but I assure you that we are very, very committed to this cause. Thank you all for coming. God bless you all. God bless Nigeria, and God bless Angola. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency the Ambassador has asked that you just give him a few more minutes. I'd like to hear from the representative of the Boa Group. Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency is the one that made this request, that the representative of Boa Group, or Boa Group as a whole, must make a statement here before we leave. Please join me to welcome Alhaji Rabiu for a comment. Alhaji Kabiru Rabiu, please.
Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to stand on the existing protocol already established for this event, and good evening, everyone. My name is Kabir Rabi, and I'm here representing Alhaji Abdulsamad Rabiu, who is the chairman and founder of Boa Group, one of Africa's largest conglomerate. I would like to first and foremost use this opportunity to commend the Angolan Embassy for organizing this very, very important event.
first of its kind, but I believe it will go a very long way in fostering development, collaboration, and partnership between our two important countries. I think Africa needs to work together to domesticate the production and processing of our materials. It is high time that we as a continent stop or transit from exporting raw materials and importing finished goods. Africa has abundant resources. For example, bauxite, gold, diamond, oil and gas are all present on the continent. But because of our lack of collaboration between member states, we continue to export raw materials and import finished products. And I think it's high time that we begin to put hands together as countries, as a continent, to bring an end to such processes or such situations for the betterment of our people, so that we can create job and employment for our people. So I really commend this initiative, and I believe it will go a very long way. I was very keenly listening to the panel where one of the speakers mentioned that with $100 million investment, we could reverse payment or expenses of over $1 billion. So this is an example of what we could do together. Companies such as BUA, with large capacity financially and technically, are happy to look at some of these opportunities, but because we are not communicating as a country, Nigerian businesses mostly are doing business on their own, and other countries doing the same. I think there's need to collaborate better to see how we can come together and invest in areas that would develop the continent and bring well-being and prosperity to our people. I don't want to take so much of your time. I thank each and every one for coming here, and it's really a pleasure being here. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Well, having done that, BUA produces cement, but there is somebody in this building who, the only African, to the best of my knowledge, who owns a private airline and will be flying into Angola definitely, and I think he's somewhere in this building, Chief Allen Onyema, Chairman CEO of Air Peace. His Excellency has a gift to present to the BUA team.
Just to be with you.
Can you feel the love tonight? It is where we are. It's enough for the wide-eyed wanderer that we got this far. And can you feel the love tonight? How it's laid to rest. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds believe the very best.
time for everyone if they only learn that the twisting kaleidoscope moves us all in turn. There's a rhyme and a reason to the wild outdoors. When the heart of this star-crossed Voyager beats in time
His
with
AC is also
yours.
Can you feel the love tonight? It is where we are. It's enough for this wide-eyed wanderer that we've got this far. And can you feel the love tonight? Tonight, how it's laid to rest. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds believe.
So the ambassador will do the ambassador will do the presentation of gifts to his guests, one after the other, while dinner is happening. I understand that Chief Allen Oyema has left the building. Would have loved to hear his plans for the Angolan airport, the new airport in Luanda, what his plans are for air peace. But I saw him having a conversation with the ambassador. Honorable Minister of Information, sir, if you could lead the House to dinner. Please, if you're a guest, a personal guest of the ambassador, he has a gift for you. He expects that you... Dinner is to my right, the access way is that way. The Honorable Minister is in the way. And if you're a personal guest of the ambassador, please do not leave. He has a gift that he wants to present to you personally. Thank you and God bless. Music, please.